BurbankNBeyond.com.
I'm Robert Vincent from BurbankNBeyond.com. I'm at Burbank City Hall Council Chambers, where we got 4 candidates running for this mayor's chair. In a short while, we're going to interview some of the candidates, see how they feel about the mail-in ballot as compared to the writing yourself, and I'll get you the results as they come in. I'm here with Councilman Gary Brick, and Gary, no contest, right through the primary into the general election. You don't have to bother. You made it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a great relief to know I got in. I really didn't think I was going to. I was watching the numbers throughout the entire evening like everyone else was, so I'm grateful to the residents and voters of Burbank for allowing me to serve for 4 more years. But I would like to say that with me advancing in the primary, someone that has been eliminated, and Jackie Waltman, she did a terrific job. She was out there campaigning, and it's unfortunate, but she has been eliminated. But I really appreciate her serving, trying to serve the public, everyone in Burbank, and she's done a great job on the Landlord-Tenant Commission. And there's future elections, and her name's out there now, and I'm sure she'll be running again in a couple of years, possibly.
Gary, I know we talked a while back, and you were at one point only about 10% chance of running. What changed your mind?
Well, it wasn't 10%. We could have pulled our papers on November 1st, and I think I pulled them on the 18th or 19th because, it's a big commitment for 4 more years, and I do have my own business, and it does require a lot of time, especially when you're mayor, which I was in 2009, 2010. So things I had to discuss with my wife, obviously, and it's a good burden on her. But when you have your own business, there's a commitment, and you try to juggle everything. And we decided that we could pull it off for 4 more years, and that's when I said, "All right, let's do it," and we'll be gung-ho about it. And I proceeded from there.
Yeah, I know we talked about, just a few months ago about what you would change or what you feel for the future of Burbank. And for the next 4 years, what's going to be the main focus, if you will?
Well, I think currently our biggest is our budget. We're looking at about an $8.1 million budget deficit, and of that, $7 million is in pensions. And those are things that are going to have to be addressed. And we're looking at things right now. We're making cuts to all departments, but there's a number of things that we will be looking at, and we'll be having some study sessions on a lot of things in the next couple months. So there's a number of items out there, and we'll be knocking everything around.
Well, I'm pretty excited because this year, as you know, it's Burbank Centennial, so you'll be the Centennial Mayor.
Anya Ranke is the Centennial Mayor right now, and next year, Jess Telemontes he's currently our Vice Mayor, and I would think that he'll move forward in the chairs, and so I was honored to be mayor in 2009, 2010. I passed the torch to Anya, and Anya, come May 1st, will pass it on to somebody else. At mayor, it's an honor to serve the city of Burbank, and it's a ceremonial position. That's basically what it is. You're out there in the public. I think I went to 407 different meetings and events when I was mayor, so it's everyone kind of wants the mayor there for everything, and so I thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it. It was a long year, no question about it, but I was very happy to pass the torch to Mayor Anya Ranke, and I'm sure she'll be glad to pass the torch come May 1st herself.
Well, congratulations. You obviously did an amazing job as council and mayor because you're back again.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, and I really appreciate the voters and residents of Burbank for allowing me to serve them for 4 more years, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary. I'm here with Bob Fruta. So, Bob, you made it through the primary. You're on to the general election. How does tonight feel for you?
Exciting. There's energy in the community. There's a lot of support for me. We need to go forward. I need to meet people. I am the people's choice. I want to represent our community and bring positive change. There's a lot of issues in this community. I need to get out there more, and I'm encouraging people, please consider Bob Frutos for your candidate for city council.
What's so special about the city to you? Why you want to be such a part of it?
This is a small town community. We're 13 square miles with about 108,000 people. We are the media capital of the world. We strive to have an adequate policing and fire safety, a good school system for our children. We need to protect that. In these budgetary times and people questioning where we're spending our money, you need a person on this council that wants to be the voice of the people and build a partnership.
You know, I think it's wonderful because we were relatively an unknown, and you really stepped it up. You've come a long way, and there's a lot of people behind you. What are you going to do now to mobilize to really make things happen for the primary?
Work hard, work with my supporters, do a lot of community type of coffee meetings or events to really get people excited about this election, because it takes a whole town to vote a qualified person. Not a popular person, but a qualified person that really wants to work hard to continue to protect our city and work through the problems. I'm a problem solver, not a problem maker.
So reach out to the people right now. They're watching you. What do you have to say to them and why they should vote for you?
To my supporters, thank you very much for supporting me. And the people that didn't support me or didn't come out and vote, let me be your voice. Let me be the person that represents you at City Council. Let's make good changes for our community in these tough budgetary times with cutbacks. You know what? You need somebody that wants to work for you and serve the community. I've got 24 years of law enforcement experience, solving problems, bringing people together. That's what I'm about. Please consider Bob Frutos for your councilman.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
I'm here with Councilman Dr. David Gordon. Councilman, why did you support Bob Frutos?
I think Bob was actually an outstanding candidate for the council. He's involved with the community. He has served on the police commission, 2 years as chair. He's connected. He wants to bring more openness to the community. He wants to bring more connection with the community so people understand what's happening in the government, and so he understands what's happening with the people, and I welcome that.
I think everybody's very pleased that he made it now to the general election, and now it's up to people to mobilize to really get things going for him. Any plans on that?
Well, I supported Bob from the beginning when I found out about his candidacy, and I intend to continue to support him. Again, I think he'll make an outstanding candidate in the coming election, and he'll do an outstanding job on the council. I look forward to working with him if he's and when he's elected. Thank you.
So that'd be great. So if he gets elected, how do you feel he'd be to work with?
I think it'd be excellent. Bob has a great ability to listen to people. He's compassionate. He works on a regular basis professionally with the community. He works with a diversity of people, and I think he wants to get the answers to the tough questions. I don't think he just wants to rubber stamp things.
And especially nowadays with the police department, different things going on, I think it's pretty incredible that he has the 24 years experience on law enforcement.
It can only help. Again, he is a professional. He's aware of the law enforcement issues, but that's not the only thing he brings to the table. He is involved. He's been involved with nonprofit organizations in the city, a community dental clinic. He has reached out to raise funds for children in need, and he really is an all-around good person, and I welcome that sort of a vitality coming to the council.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you.
I'm here with Emily Gapel-Luddy. Emily, how does it feel that you've made it through the primary into the general election?
This has been the most fantastic experience of my life. I mean, I've never run for public office before, but having done it this time around and especially going door to door and talking to people and getting to know people in Burbank and finding out what their issues are and what they're excited about, I have to tell you, I'm very pleased and very happy to have gotten the votes I got from everyone tonight.
So 10 years on the Planning Commission, how do you feel that helps you being a part of the council?
Well, certainly being on the Planning Commission for 10 years put me in and chairing the Planning Commission put me in a situation where I had to deal with legal requirements, public hearings, listening to sides, analyzing documents, and working with 4 other people in order to reach a decision about a project that's in front of us. So I think that's been a really good ground level experience for taking a position on the City Council.
As far as, did you have people mobilizing for you? You had quite a few votes out there.
I had a fantastic number of votes, for which I'm deeply grateful. Part of the whole issue was really getting out and walking and going door to door and knocking and finding out what was on people's minds and doing it in as many parts of the city as my tennis shoes would allow. I was going to retire those tennis shoes. I'm putting them back into service because I'm going to start that effort again. It's been one of the most revelatory ways of getting to know the issues in different parts of the city. So we are one city, but each one of our neighborhoods has particular issues that it faces. And I think that part of my brain was going on when I was talking to people to understand what it is in the areas where they live. They're the issues that are important to them. And sometimes they're shared all citywide, and sometimes they're particular to the neighborhood. And I think part of being a council person is being able to develop that level of sensitivity to the needs of that particular neighborhood.
I'm going to ask you and talk to the people, why should they vote for you?
Well, I think I'm the candidate with the most experience. This is a job that is not on the job training. This is a job where I'm going to have to hit the ground running. And based on my more than 30 years experience in public service, I have a very good handle on what it takes to get things done. The second thing is, I retired a little over a year ago, so one of my big commitments is to spend my time full-time working as a council person for Burbank.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm here with the three winners of the Burbank School Board. How does it feel, Mr. Kemp, to be a winner again?
Well, first of all, it's a relief, and I know I want to thank the community for having the faith in the three of us to return us to the seat on the Board of Education. We have a lot of work to do, and we're looking forward to getting started.
So, Mr. Bunch, how long has it been now?
Well, I'm finishing up 8 years. There's 4 more, and this is the last election I am going to be in. I'm telling you right now.
Anything new you see for 2011?
Yeah, crisis, and we'll handle it. But the most important thing is that we'll keep educating kids, and we'll do a wonderful job. We have good staff all the way down the line, both certificated and classified. This district will run well. We're just going to run lean.
Ms. Reynolds, speaking of that, how is the budget for the school system in Burbank?
Well, we definitely have a crisis in the budget. We're going to do our very best to make the money stretch as far as we can and see how much more we can get.
Anything new and exciting for the kids? Athletic programs or music or things?
We're keeping our programs together. We have maintained the programs that we have very well. We've actually expanded our arts programs. So we're going to continue to maintain and continue to build with what we have.
That's pretty excellent. Well, guys, congratulations, and we look forward to working with you on many levels.
Well, thank you very much, and we're glad to continue on.
Thank you, sir.
Love the city, love the school district.
Thank you to the community for trusting us.
Thank you. I'm here with Larry Applebaum. He's a 6-year member of the Burbank Unified School Board of Education. Larry, what do you think about the 3 members you have with you again?
Well, I'm really happy that they got reelected. I think that they bring a combined tremendous amount of experience to the board. They bring a lot of knowledge of and history of this community. You have 2 teachers that between them worked more than 70 years, and you have Roberta, who's a lifelong resident of Burbank. So I think they bring a lot of knowledge, experience, and really a feel and understanding of this community to the table, and I think that's what makes us a really effective group.
And what's nice, too, is you've been at 6 years, they've both been at 8 years, and now you guys can really finish things that you started a couple years back.
Well, I'm looking forward to the challenges ahead. Certainly the school budgets around the state are a big issue, no different in this town. My focus will be to try and solve the current problems, but also be looking forward to 2 years from now when hopefully we'll be able to put a parcel tax and a bond extension on the ballot and let the community decide what it is that they want their schools to provide to the children. And it'll be an opportunity for them to use their dollars locally to make sure that the things they want get done locally, and that's a good thing for us.
And what's nice is, a lot of other communities, they're losing programs all the time, and Burbank's, I'm proud to say, has kept everything in.
We've done a very good job of maintaining the things that our community members have told us that they want to keep. Arts, physical education, career technical education, or vocational education as we used to know it as, are things that the community has told us time and time again are what keep the kids connected to the schools over and above the academics. And so many of the districts around the state are taking that away, and we've done everything we could to maintain the programs, bolster them in some cases, but certainly not cut any of them. And that's, I think, a testament to the ability to kind of budget juggle, which is what we've been doing the last several years.
Well, thanks for all the hard work, and keep it going.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm here with Keith Sterling, the Burbank Public Information Officer on election night. Keith, how do you feel like tonight went?
Well, Robert, we're pleased that we had folks turn out in the thousands in our election. This definitely was a drop from last election. Last election we had about 11,000 or so. This year 8,000. But it's hard to know why numbers drop. There's many theories as to why that is. We'd like to think it's because people are happy and content with the services, and they're not flooding to the polls in droves to make changes. But still, of course, we'd like to see the numbers higher. But we're glad the folks that did turn out did.
Now, I heard from some of the folks out there they really weren't excited about the mail-in. They really liked the idea of going to a polling place and putting their mark, if you will.
Well, you hear both sides of that. I mean, we've actually gotten very positive response about the mail-in. Folks think it's very convenient. They don't have to go out to a poll place. They can, just mail in the ballots. So there's two sides to that. It's worked well for us over the years, and something that we're pretty comfortable with now, and we think a pretty effective system using that mail-in format.
I would agree. Actually, I got it, but I just signed it myself and drop it off at City Hall.
Right.
I just like that feel of just doing it right
drop
there.
Drop off, sure. And we have the drop-off sites. We have Saturday voting drop-off sites, so we try to make it as convenient for everyone as we can.
Well, now that the primary is over, what do you think to really get the vote out? Is there anything else we can do?
Well, it's interesting. If you do drive around Burbank, I think it's kind of hard to know that there isn't an election going on. And you see, obviously, the candidate signs everywhere. We have the information on our city website, BurbankUSA.com, which has the candidate statements that the candidates made, as well as the candidate forum that the League of Women Voters Glendale Burbank conducted. So we make those videos on demand available for folks if they'd like to learn more about the candidates. So we encourage folks who maybe have not done that yet to check out the information on the website so they can learn more about the candidates and get the vote out. Because, again, two folks will be moving on to the general, Emily Gable-Luddy and Bob Frutos for the city council seat in April.
And then that takes effect June 1st, I believe.
The changeover actually is in May. May is when we have our reorganization with the city, where a mayor and vice mayor are named and new council members take their seats. So it'll all happen and come up pretty quickly.
Well, I know it's been overwhelming. You've done a great job, so thank you so much, Keith.
Thank you, Rob, for all you do. I appreciate it.
So there you have it, 2011 election night. We've gone through the primary. Now we're heading toward the general election, where two more seats are available for the council spot, and that will be Bob Frutos and Emily Gable-Luddy. It's been a pretty exciting evening. Interviews with the candidates. I'm Robert Vincent for BurbankNBeyond.com.